Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lauren Sharon, and today we are going kind of to do a eyeshadow 101. Just to explain to some of you who might be kind of intimidated, scared when you see palettes and you're not sure exactly what to use, what to put on your face, and all of that. So I'm going to show you some palettes that I have here, different sizes. It's mainly for me, of course. It's not like it's a rule or anything like that, but I found that that's what helps me and helped me in the beginning of my journey as a makeup artist, to really know how to build an eye look. Now, the thing that I'm going to show you today is just something that I mostly do on my eyes, like on the shape of my eyes, because I feel it flatters me. But there is kind of like a general idea behind it of creating this kind of look. So just before I'm going to show you the palettes that I have here, I just want to say that there are certain like guidelines in eyeshadows that can help you. Of course, there's not a certain rule and you could use whatever you want at the end of the day. But just again, if you are unsure and don't know what to choose, this could help you. So first and foremost, when you choose your eyeshadows, you should go by two things. One is the overall shade of your skin, your hair, your eye color, and that will kind of direct you into the direction of colors you can go for. So by meaning is that if you do have warm undertones in your skin, which could be yellow undertones, olive, if you are naturally tan, or if you even have fake tan, then you would go for the warmer colors. You know, the yellows, the reds, the oranges, those kind of colors. And also a color that will fit every single shade and undertone is our browns, because brown is a neutral color, and if you don't know what to do, go brown. Like that's that's kind of a rule. And also if you are cool tone, meaning you have pink undertones or you're very fair, then definitely cooler tones will flatter you more. Now there is the thing about eye color, because there are certain colors that go well with an eye color. Let's say like blue eyes. My mom has blue eyes, and when I have done her makeup before, I would usually do these kind of like peachy, light oranges. Even dark oranges could work, but my mom doesn't really like, you know, a lot of color in her eyes. So the peachy tones, the orange tones are beautiful for blue eyes. For green eyes, I would definitely say that one that stands out and really makes the green pop out is purple. It can be a lilac, it can be, you know, a darker purple, but definitely purple is a color that really brings out the green. What else? Let's say brown. So with brown eyes, we do have different shades. We have hazel, we have dark brown, and you know, it kind of ranges on. So usually with brown eyes, what I heard from people is that you can basically wear any color you want, because as I said before, with the brown eyeshadow that kind of goes with every eye color, because it's a neutral color. Then with brown eyes, a lot of people say that you can just get away with everything because the brown is neutral, which is true. But I would definitely say that for people with brown eyes and like cooler undertones, pink undertones, it still would look better to apply eyeshadows that are on the cool side. So But I will say for hazel, light brown, kind of those colors, definitely purple could look amazing. And for dark browns, I would say to go with like blue. You know, different shades of blues could really pop that dark brown color out. So yeah, so that's like that, you know, just giving you a little rundown of the things. I think that's why usually on my day-to-day I would just go and get a cream eyeshadow. I've showed it to you in previous video. I love cream eyeshadows, and especially the bronzed ones, because I feel they go with every undertone, every eye color, every clothes you will wear, every shirt, every dress. Usually the bronzed colors really go well. So I would find myself just doing that, you know, on my mornings when I need to go do things quickly. I would just pop it on my lid and go. So let me show you just a little bit. I have shown this palette on my favorite makeup products. I just got my hand dirty from this palette. Anyways, so this is like a very good way for me to show you how cool tones, warm tones, neutral tones, what they kind of are. So as you can see on this side, you have like this really light, you have reds and oranges and yellows. These are definitely on the warmer side. And on this side, especially like, let's kind of stay here on this roam, you could definitely see that they're more cool toned. And you also have, of course, neutrals that can combine both of them or alone, whatever you want. So before I'm gonna start doing my eye makeup with this palette, I just want to show you kind of like how I build my look, my eye look. So the first palette I want to show you is basically the easiest to work with, because you already only have four colors in the palette. So this is a palette like this. This is by Isadora, and the name of the palette is 04 Moon Rock. Actually, I think my parents got it for me from Germany, if I'm not mistaken. And this is very easy because it's already kind of, you know, already built up for you. And the only thing you will need to add with this is the bronzer that you apply on your face, kind of put it in the crease as a transition shade, because you do not have a transition shade here. You can just use these, but I like to kind of like blend out the dark color and then, you know, just use something that's really, really neutral, and usually a bronzer will be that, or even a contour shade could be great. So basically what you would do with a palette like this is you will apply this kind of like all over the lid situation, and then you would go and, so kind of like in the way that I'm gonna do it today, I'm kind of doing a grad look, like a gradient look. So I start with the lightest, and the last color that will be on my eye is the darkest. So I kind of go with this, then I add this to like my outer third of my eye, then to darken it up a little bit in the crease, I would go with this shade right here, and this like on the outer corner, just like a little bit. So you basically have all of your look built with this palette. Of course, you can go with, you know, putting all over the lid a dark color, like the darkest one, then kind of blend out above it with this color. So you don't have to use all of the four colors, but usually, not really talking about day to day. I mean, you could, I wear these kind of shades and four eyeshadows sometimes in daytime, but you can definitely just get away with like maybe doing this color all over the lid. Excuse me. This all over the lid, and then this like on the outer corner of your eye and done with it. So it's kind of like a game, but usually using 4 colors is like what I do when I create my eye looks, and you will see that in a minute. So this is like an easy palette. You don't have to think too much. Everything is set. This is another palette of quads, just arranged differently. This is by Jade, and it is a Israeli company that actually sells internationally. The palette is, I don't think it has a name. No, it just says eyeshadow palette, so I don't know. But you can also see there's 4 colors here. So this is all over the lid. Then you can kind of accentuate with this color that it's like pearly. Put this like on the outer third, and then this in the outer corner just to darken things up. Again, very, very easy and beautiful. You can go with like this shade all over the eyelid and kind of put this in the crease just to kind of, you know, make it a softer look. But you have that. And now we move on to a bigger palette. Excuse the mess on the palette, but it is a loved palette. This is from ColourPop, and it is the Yes Please palette. So when you look at this kind of palette, you can start saying like, okay, I have no idea what kind of look I'm gonna do. So again, you can definitely go with like a shade like this all over the lid, and then just kind of use this color to kind of blend it out, and just do that. Like 2 colors, boom, you're done. But if you do want to go for the 4 color arrangement that I just explained to you, if you look very well, you will see that basically you already have them arranged in quads. So whether you go this way, like a row, and you could definitely use this as a look, this is a look, and this is a look, but you can also go as 4s. So you can take these, you can take these, again, these, and create just a look. So if you really pay attention to the palette that you have, it's basically already arranged for you to create the looks that you need. So a row or a quad will definitely get you more comfortable in starting to use it. So again, if I'm going to use, like, let's say these 4 right here, I will definitely be using this for like all over the lid, and then this like on the other third, this on the outer corner to darken things up, and this definitely can be kind of like a crease shade to blend everything. So that's kind of the thing. Now, what I also like to do before I start applying them on my eyes is to kind of swatch them on my hand in the order that I'm going to put them, so from light to dark, and kind of see how they go. So I just washed my hands from all the swatching that went on, but yeah, I kind of got my looks, so I'm gonna do it with you right now. And yeah, so the first thing I do is I take this kind of big brush. Let me show you. It is stained, but it's clean, I'll swear. And it's the number 10 by Natasha Denona. And basically, this is just to really apply all over the lid an eyeshadow. So this is where I'm starting. And I am gonna go with Madeline, which is this one right here. And I'm gonna put it all over my lid. Of course, tapping the excess off so you have minimal fallout. Just have a little mirror right here to help me. And I'm just gonna apply it all over my lid. Mostly focusing it on my inner and on the middle of my eyelid. As you can also see, I like to go above my natural crease just a little bit. So what it does, and this is like a pro tip, if you will, um, it actually makes your eyes look bigger. So if you do have kind of like a fallen lid or a hooded lid, let's say, meaning that when you open your eyes, a lot of space just goes away because your lid is kind of coming down. Then if you just bring the color up where your crease is, so just a little higher than that, and it will kind of give an illusion of like an eye lift or something like that without having surgery. So I think it's a really cool tip to do. So now that we finished with Madeline, I am going to move on to Miss Ashley. So with Ashley, I like to use a more dense, precise brush. It looks like this. And this is number 12 by Natasha Denona. And now I'm going to take Ashley, which is this color right here. Wow, it looks so much different on the camera than it is in real life, but this is Ashley. So just taking that on my brush. Again, tapping the excess off, and I'm just starting with my outer third. And the initial thing I do is I just press it on. I don't start by blending or anything like that. It's just placement for now. So what I like to do is kind of take it out, kind of like on my waterline. So I kind of keep going with it up and then connecting it like this. And what it does is it just gives me that pulled back look that I think just really goes well with my eye shape, and I really like to do it. So it won't be as strong as this, obviously. We're gonna blend and add some more color and stuff like that, but you know, this is the initial thing that I do. And I do usually apply my eyeshadows, like my eye makeup, before I do the rest of my face. I just prefer to do it like that. But you could definitely do it after. Like right now I have all my base ready, so you can do it after if you want to. So now what I like to do is to kind of like blend both of the colors together, that the transitioning between the lighter shade to the darker shade won't be as harsh. So I just take a small brush. This is number 5, again by Natasha. I went to school there, so I have a lot of her brushes. And I'm just going back to Madeline and Ashley. I'm kind of tapping them both. Tapping the axis off, of course. And then what I like to do is wherever the connection starts, I just like kind of tapping exactly on that transition between both of the colors. And that just makes it look a lot more gradient and pretty. Okay. So the next step I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna take Courtney, which is the shade right here, and I'm gonna apply it with no, maybe I'll use Josie then, I think, this shade right here, right? Yeah, well, one of them, but I think it's gonna be Josie. Anyway, it's a very warm brown. And I'm just going to use it on a blending brush, but on a small blending brush. This is by BH Cosmetics. The number was on here, but basically it comes as a set. And I'm just going to go into Josie. Again, tapping, tapping, tapping. And what I do is kind of go really on the outside of my eye. And again, I'm not blending yet, I'm just pressing the eyeshadow where I want it to be. Go slow, go little by little. It's rather to do that than just apply a big chunk of color on your eye. Just build it up very, very slowly until you're happy with the result. So I'm really just keeping it like right here, this little triangle right here, not going too much inside. And you can just see from this eye to this eye how it looks more deepened. It just looks more deepened, more defined than just using these two shades. So it does add to the look. I'm basically just building Josie on top of Ashley. Not completely. Just like on the real outer corner of my eye. Okay, amazing. Now we are going to blend the crease, make this whole look a little softer and blended, not keep it as sharp. And I'm using a big blending brush, again from BH Cosmetics. Let me show you the difference between the small and the big. So this is what I just used, and this is what I'm going to use now. And I think I'm actually going to make a mix between Leslie and Erica. So I do have that little peachy orange look that goes with the eye look, but then Leslie is kind of more like a neutral shade, very muted, and just mixing them together will bring me kind of like what I want in my eye look. So just tapping them both. Now let's apply. So I always start blending from the darkest side inwards because this is the side that needs more blending because the color is mostly there. So just start with the darker side first. And I'm just going back and forth very slowly and accurate. Half of my brush is on the shades right here, and then half of my brush is on my crease, like the crease that I created, you know. Then going all in. And with blending, you just really need to be patient and blend away easily, little by little. And yeah, that's just the blending game. Oh, look at my mirror does in the back. You can already see how much more fluffier, smoother this eye looks with this eye. Like this is very sharp and very you know, just there, and this is like just more blended and more soft, and that's the look we're going for. So you just blend until you feel like it is good enough for you. I just really like to not have any sharp lines left, so I just keep on blending. And there we go. Just gonna take my finger and kind of pull this back. I'm gonna quickly do the other eye and I'm gonna come back to you. So my other eye is finished, and now what I like to do to kind of finish the look is I'm gonna go back to Ashley on my small detailed brush that I used before, and I just like to kind of connect it right here. I just feel it really completes the look when you create a look like this. And then I like to take a small blending brush. This is number 11, again by Natasha. And I'm just gonna go back to Leslie and Erica. And just kind of blend everything down here as well. I like to start from the inner corner and then kind of pull it outwards and connect. And that's it. That is it, you guys. That is all I do with my eyeshadows. And you can do this with every shade you would like. Of course, I'm curling my lashes right now just to apply mascara to finish this look off. But that's kind of how I build my looks. This is a look that I, again, love to do for myself and for my clients, of course. But you could definitely just use 2 eyeshadows, the darker one on your lid and then a lighter one to just kind of diffuse that darker shade. You could totally do that as well. Okay, so I just finished my eyes. I used my Tweezerman eye curler, lash curler, not eye curler, and my Kiko Unforgettable mascara. And that is my finished eye look. Let me just show you how I built this look on my hand. So I first swatched Madeline. So swatching Madeline all over my hand, and then taking Ashley and kind of seeing the contrast. It needs to be enough of a difference between the lighter shade to the darker shade so you would be able to see it on your eyes, because if they'll be around the same color, you won't see it, and that won't give you the effect that we want. Then I took Ashley. No, I already took Ashley. We don't want Ashley. We had enough of Ashley. No, I'm kidding. Then I'm gonna take Josie, and that's what we actually put on my outer corner. So there you go. So you can see from the lightest to the darkest, and then the colors that I use to kind of diffuse them all in the crease. So I'm not even sure you're going to be able to see them. Just right in here is Leslie and Erica, kind of diffused on top. And that is how I build my looks that I want to do on my eyes. I first swatch them on my hands, see if they work together, if they go. You can definitely see that this look is built all from warm shades. Because so my skin is definitely, if I had to say, I would definitely call myself more of a cool toned girl, but my skin, my undertone is not that pink. So a lot of times when I go to, choose foundations from companies and I look for the cool tones, they are very, very pink. And then the yellows are very, very yellow. So I find myself mostly reaching for colors that are neutral, that have yellows and pinks together, and that kind of what works for me. So that does allow me to play with the colors because my skin is kind of neutral. I can go with cool tones and warm tones with my eyeshadows. But I have been loving creating looks that are only from warm tones, and then looks that are only from cool tones. Those are kind of like the safe looks to go, because mixing cool tones and warm tones together can be beautiful, can create beautiful looks, but it is kind of like a level up situation. So you can see that this whole eye look is just made out of the warm tones in the palette. It is in this section right here, kind of like in the middle. So we used Madeline, Ashley, Josie, and then, sorry about my voice, it keeps coming back and going away. I don't know. So we have Erica and Leslie as my transition shade. So I did stay on the realm of the warm shades. These are the more cooler tones, which I love. And let me tell you, like all of these colors right here, they're gorgeous, beautiful. So I hope this kind of made you feel a little more easier about starting your journey with eyeshadows, with color, and not just going for the bronze look, even though I love the bronze look. I mean, let's see if I have something here to show you that is kind of neutral and can go with everyone. Maybe Destiny, maybe Alex. They're not that bronzy, they're kind of like more neutral, yes, but not that brown. I don't know if you can see them. I got one here and one over here that, yeah, you can't really see. But this is like very bronzy, and then it could really go with any look you're doing. This could be a beautiful highlighter as well, I think. Wow. This tone, Nicole, right here, Nicole can go with every skin tone, every color shade. Yeah, so that's Nicole. What else? Yeah, I think that's it. But yeah, I mean, if you're unsure, if you don't know, go bronze, go brown. neutral browns, not dark browns or warm browns, like, neutrals. That would just be quick and easy and fast. But if you are looking into a little more color, a little more pizzazz, a little more something something, then I hope this video did help you kind of understand how to choose the colors, how to not be afraid of large palettes that you just don't know what goes with what. Basically, they just make it for you. You just need to understand how to look at the palette. So I hope this was helpful, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed the collusion yesterday that happened on the 21st of December. I actually got to see it far, far away, but I got to see it from my backyard. I might show you a picture right now. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see these two trails kind of going opposite directions. So one is going right and the other is going left. And actually, when my husband and I watched it from our backyard, we could literally see these like balls of fire. Like you would just see this like orangey trail going, this line going and going and going. And initially when we saw it, they were like this from each other. And then they started drifting apart. And it was so beautiful and so cool to know that something like that is happening outside of our atmosphere, and it's incredible. I love it. I really enjoyed it, and I actually finished my day by getting in bed and putting a meditation for that beautiful collusion that happened yesterday. So yeah, that made me very, very happy. I love these kind of things. And it's a new age, you guys. It's the Aquarius age. And it's supposed to be a lot more compassionate and loved. And yeah. So I hope we all show that to one another, and first and foremost to ourselves. It's really important. And I wish you all a great day. I will see you on my next video. Bye, guys.